Sometimes it's pretty surprising, but also understandable given how we live in cities. Children don't really know about where their food comes from. They've never really had the chance before, most of them, to realize that link between growing food yourself and cooking. But they also don't know about things like composting, how food waste can be used in other ways.
Okay.
Today's Live Better event is about teaching young people about sustainability, getting them to experience different activities to help them think about their ideas and their thoughts and feelings really on food waste. The young people will be trying everything from cooking to working in the garden and looking about the process of food waste. They really find it amazing that we can grow food in things like skips and other materials that we've reused in different ways.
It's normally used for dumping rubbish in. We've transformed it into a garden.
One of the things that we're teaching the children as well is about using as much of the food that you have, so not wasting what you've got.
Kids are often squeamish when they come into the kitchen. I ask them to wash mud off a potato or use something that's slightly old or past its best, but I can show them that it can still be made into something really tasty and delicious and nutritious.
We've been making bread pudding.
When fruit goes off, you can make a smoothie with it, or with the vegetables, you could put it in a stew or something like that. If they're wasting food, then they're throwing money away as well. It's like that.
They are. We've got wormery here. We use it as compost and we make sure that that goes back into what we're growing.
So the food that comes from the kitchen, the food waste comes in this like skip, and we have literally thousands of worms. This is actually worm pea. We take this precious worm tea and we mix it with water and we water the plants and all the planters that we have in our 12-meter polytunnels.
I thought to myself that nature's quite fascinating sometimes because there's some stuff that you don't usually find. It opened my mind so you can use different things I never expected to.
So altogether it kind of brings a new perspective to them and helps them realize that they have a relationship with the land they're on, that they're not disconnected from all of it.
Hi there, I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
We're just flinging it today because Robert didn't provide me with the video ahead of time, so I couldn't watch it.
Like I ever do.
One of our secrets. Welcome to the magic of video radio. We are talking about transition, change, and common unity. Community.
That's right, and we're here at the Kelowna International Community Film Festival, co-hosting a film called Transitions, which talks about people stepping forward and taking care of things that need taking care of.
Almost got that one out.
Almost.
Okay, food waste workshop. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, they're teaching the kids about where their food comes from and what to do with all the food that gets wasted.
Right now, in the Kelowna area, up to 30% of the local people, or 30% of the local food is wasted because people don't do things like recycling their leftovers.
Yeah, I think it's all part of that planned obsolescence thing.
Yeah, I know, but we're trying to fight against the rampant consumerism. Back to Detroit.
Yeah, the city that's gone bankrupt because of financial mismanagement, but there's a group of citizens who saw a need and filled it. They saw that playgrounds and sports fields needed taking care of and decided to do something about it. Check it out. This is really cool.
When they close a park, they don't actually close it. They just stop mowing it and stop coming by and take up the trash and that sort of thing. And I thought, hey, this is something that, I could do. I could go buy a lawn tractor on Craigslist and start mowing parks. That seems pretty reasonable. When you mow under a swing set, almost always, before you're done mowing, a kid or a group of kids will come and start swinging on the swing set. And those kids have been waiting to play on that swing set. They just couldn't come out there when the grass was so long. So it's not a beautification thing. I mean, adults, if you want to, you can go plant flowers. The issue is that there's a lot of kids in Detroit and someone has snatched away all the play places for them. Is that what social innovation is? It's people like me who are from outside the system can see a bit of low-hanging fruit and say, I can do that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think about these things in the way that you guys think about them. I just saw a need that needed to be addressed. And I was looking for volunteer work and I wanted something that was fun and impactful. So I found other people that enjoy it too. We have a good time doing it. It's not like, it doesn't feel like work when we're at it. It's kind of like a biker gang, but with lawnmowers. The parks that we work on have started to sprout out, like youth football leagues are playing there now. There's one place with O'Shea Playground, which had a shuttered recreation center there, and it was all burned out and everything. And we started mowing the place, and now Football teams come out, and between the times we mow, they cut their practice field one extra time in the span of every time we're there. So they're playing on the field, they're taking care of the field, they're looking out for it, and that's the type of stuff that I like to see.
That's cool.
That's cool. I mean, they're really seeing a group of citizens seeing a need the community has and stepping up and taking care of it and not thinking too much about it either.
Yeah, and you know, it's sort of like the municipalities we saw where they were filling their own potholes.
Yeah.
Like we need the government. At any rate, Denver right now, we saw that they were giving away homes in Ohio.
I was Utah.
Oh, Utah? Is that right? Okay, Utah. Previous show, make sure you check it out because there are more empty homes than there are homeless people, and it shows you how messed up our society really is.
Yeah, there's millions of people homeless in the U.S., and they really need a comprehensive plan to deal with it. Fortunately, Denver, Colorado, the state where they legalized marijuana,
yes,
that has nothing to do with this, has had a comprehensive plan in effect to deal with their homeless issues. They're on track. They're more than halfway there. Check it out.
Every day, outreach workers like Chris Connor and Brendan Fresquez poke around in places where most Denverites never go, like this culvert beneath Interstate 25. They're looking for homeless people who might need help.
How long have you been staying here?
About like a month.
On this day, they met up with a young man named Justin.
Do you need thick sacks instead of the summertime sacks?
The outreach is one small part of an elaborate program called Denver's Road Home. It was launched in 2005 with the lofty goal of ending homelessness in 10 years. Executive Director Amber Callender says it's on track to meet that goal at the halfway point.
Within the first 5 years, we've actually accomplished so much more than this community even dreamed possible. We've created nearly 2,000 units of permanent housing for formerly homeless individuals to live in. We've prevented over 5,000 people from becoming homeless in the first place and mentored families to the tune of 780 out of homelessness through our faith community.
Callender says the key to success was bringing business leaders to the table, encouraging them to give homeless people jobs as a first step out of poverty. Another key to success is permanent housing. The nonprofit Colorado Coalition for the Homeless operates many of the housing units now and is about to open its newest project, 98 loft-style apartments, many with stunning views of the city. Half of the units will go to the homeless, half to low-income workers. A pizza restaurant on the ground floor will ultimately provide many residents with jobs. CEO Christine Bonero says the partnerships that make the Road Home program possible didn't come easily.
Poverty.
Bonero and Callender have hosted leaders from several other cities who want to duplicate the program, which has been called a model by the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development. But with tightening government budgets, paying for such comprehensive plans may become increasingly difficult.
Okay, locally we have about 1,500 homeless people that they can account for, and they have 200 beds at the local shelter. So when you say, well, there's a local shelter or something that the homeless people can go for, that is a lie. We are only housing about, probably 10 to 15% of the actual homeless people in town, and that's not counting the number of kids who graduate and who are couch surfing right now.
But it's nice to see that our city has come up with a plan to spend $65 million on a new hotel complex.
Yes, and of course we're going to be spending $42 million for a cop shop that we don't require, and as the crime rate goes down, it's going to be something we're saddled with for some decades. However, ignoring the homeless locally is something that we are fighting against. We're taking a look at Detroit again.
Yeah, the city that's gone through some really tough financial times. And if you remember the movie RoboCop, it took place in Detroit, and that showed a real dystopian future.
And it's almost like they were planning on it. However, the people of Detroit have banded together against the poverty inflicted upon them by the banking industry. Check this out.
A lot can be said about factory jobs, and those jobs leave, and some of that material leaves with it. What are we left with? Well, we're just left with our genius, so we have to make it happen. Detroit Mural Factory is a consortium of artists We do public art, mainly mural projects with community. So be it a school, a group, organization, business, or just a group of individuals. In Detroit, there are spaces where there's vacancy. So whose responsibility is it to clean it up? Who takes ownership? We are in the process of getting our community gardens going again for the 4th season. Especially in a city like Detroit, public art is hugely valuable. One, on the aesthetic level, it can totally transform a landscape. Two, on the empowerment level, collaborative public art lets people take a part in it. Their hands have touched it, and so it's now theirs. And in terms of rebuilding and revitalizing, that's an essential component, that everybody is taking part. And when people come together to make things, it's fun. We organically attract opportunities and the resources necessary to create more opportunities for murals and art and people, and especially during the summertime, when people see you working, they're like, hey, what's next?
So that's really amazing. A bunch of creative artists getting together with an urban renewal campaign to take care of blight and unsightliness in the Detroit neighborhoods.
Yes, because these great big glass square things aren't exactly that beautiful. There are more beautiful ways of doing things.
And don't forget Detroit, a lot of it looks like a burnt out war zone.
I know. It's terrible.
It's pretty ghettoized down there.
So make sure you check our facts. Remember, we do not make commercials that say trust us. We're not here to say that we're an authority on any type of information. And make sure you get a hold of us on YouTube and on Facebook at Radio Free Canada. I am Darren Howard.
And I am Robert Nisbeth.
Thank you very much for 65,000 views on YouTube. We really appreciate it. We set out to get the information out there and to get people informed about what's important in the world, and we've succeeded somewhat.
Somewhat.
But we are kicking things into high gear with the Municipal Sustainability Project coming up. We have 2 major documentaries set for release right now in June and July, Freeloaders being one of them.
And Warriors and Thieves, about the lie that is the war in Iraq and the whole war on terror.
We're here at the World Community Film Festival at Okanagan University College. We hope that you had a chance, just like all of these people, to come down and check out some of the films. Make sure you check them out on the screen right now. You see the website for the film festival. And next time it comes around, make sure you make plans to take in the whole weekend. There's some phenomenal films here. So stay tuned. After this lack of messages, we're going to have more coming up.
We'll be talking about how corporations have no shame.
Right on. Okay.
Younger, smaller, lighter, fuller, tighter, thinner, softer. It really works.